Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Danny. Today is our 90th day for our 90-day transformation. If you have been following my journey, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I saw a couple people saying that they were looking forward to this video, and so I'm just really excited that you all decided to rock with me during this 90 days since the first day that I posted my 90-day journey video. If you are not aware of my 90-day journey, make sure to press pause on this video, and I'll make sure to link up above the 90-day journey day 1 video that I created, and make sure to watch that through, and then you can come back to this one and kind of figure out what all went down in my 90-day journey. So on May 7th, 2020, I created a video that was just titled A 90-Day Transformation Journey. And the purpose of that journey was for me really to find myself mentally, physically, emotionally, everything. I wanted to spend those 30 days working on myself, mentally, working on myself emotionally, and especially working on myself physically. I had gotten to a point where I was really uncomfortable with myself and my body, and I just needed a change. And so that is where the idea of the 90-day journey came about. And I knew that this 90-day journey definitely would not be easy. It wasn't something that I thought it was going to be a cakewalk or something that I'd be able to get through with a breeze. I knew it was going to be a challenge for myself because it was really me moving and hitting head on the issues that I was having, whether it was physically in my eating habits or my activity levels, or mentally just getting in my head a lot, worrying about things I didn't need to worry about, so on and so forth. So that was really the purpose of the 90-day journey and why I created it. And so today, August 4th, 2020, is actually day 90 of this journey. And listen, do I have some stuff to tell you all? I guess we can start off first with the physical. So physically, I'm not going to lie, I wish that I would have done a little bit more physically. I want to say when I gave you all my 1 month update, I had lost 10 pounds, and I wish even then I would have lost a little bit more by that time, but I was okay with it because I was actually trying to lose it the right and healthy way, and I wasn't trying to do the fad diets that I had done before where I'd lost 20 pounds in 1 month. So I was okay with it. I wished I would have lost more, but I was perfectly fine. And so after that month, I just feel like, I don't know, my mindset just completely shifted for some reason, and I was really struggling on remaining focused on my journey as far as the physical part of it. I was putting a lot of energy into how I felt mentally and emotionally, and I was putting a lot of time and effort into that portion, and I was starting to lack in the physical portion of it. I know that I've been telling you all from the jump that I have been really struggling as far as staying active during this time. I have been trying to find ways to remain active outside of going to the gym because the gyms are still closed in New York, and that just was a huge hindrance for me, because even with me working out like in my house or going near the river and working out, as I showed you all some of my workouts, it just wasn't doing enough for me like a gym would. When I'm at the gym, everything is structured for me. I know exactly what I'm going to do, and I'm able to map out really how many calories I want to be able to lose during that time. I'm able to hop on the treadmill and run, or hop on the elliptical to run for like my 15 minutes worth of cardio. I'm able to lift weights, and I'm able to do cycling, and just I feel like I'm way more motivated in the gym, and that hasn't necessarily been the case for me during this quarantine season, unfortunately. So there are still a lot of changes in my body that still need to happen. This is not something that I'm stopping just because it's the 90th day, and I'll talk to you all a little bit about that towards the end, but this is not something that I'm going to stop. But I will say I'm definitely not where I wished I would have been, and I really just wanted to be open and honest with you all. I know that I've been encouraging a lot of you all during this journey because you took this journey with me. But it definitely has not been easy, and I definitely have not been perfect throughout this entire time. I had some really good days, and I had some really not good days. There were days that I was just stagnant, and I remember at least a week I just had not worked out because it was like I guess because I was so unmotivated and so down to the point where I was like, I don't even know what to do. And so that was really tough for me, that I had ended up lacking in that area while focusing in other areas. And this is in no way me making excuses for myself at all. This is just me being completely honest and open about my experience and kind of what I went through throughout the journey. So that was on the physical aspect of like working out. As far as my health and eating, I will say that I did do better than I have previously during my journeys. I was actually pretty much sticking to trying to cook at home as much as possible, sticking to, you know, limiting my calories for the most part. There were of course days where they were a little bit higher than what they needed to be, and there were other days where I'm like, I'm tired, like I don't feel like cooking, I'm just gonna order something. So I was ordering out just a little bit more than I would have wished, but for the most part, I've found that I was able to find things that worked for me for eating, and I was able to get tools that were really helpful as well. So for instance, I was able to get an air fryer, and I also got an Instant Pot, and those were game changers for me during trying to lose weight and trying to eat right, because it's something so quick and easy. Like, you don't have to put a lot of work into using those items, and so those were super helpful when it came when it came to me either cooking or trying to make food. So those were very helpful. And I also learned that I didn't have to have something different every single day. I am one that I get so tired of eating the same thing every single day. So I was thinking in my mind, man, you really need to just, you're gonna have to either cook every day or you're gonna have to eat out or something. And I realized it's okay to eat the same thing at least 2 or 3 times in a row. Like, it's perfectly fine. Like, I was making foods that had leftovers for at least a day, so I didn't have to worry about cooking the next day. My breakfasts, for the most part, I would keep the same, so I didn't have to worry about trying to figure out what the heck I was going to eat. So that was really helpful for me to find foods that were helpful, find recipes that were good and healthy for me to eat, and something that I also enjoyed. So as far as for eating, I feel like I did fairly well. Now, these past 2 weeks, I'm going to be honest, I have not done well at all. You all have seen my vlogs, and I actually traveled to see my boyfriend, which is not an excuse at all. I definitely could have been eating better while I was with him, but we ate out every day, and we ate foods that I hadn't had in a long time, because a lot of the foods that are down south we don't have here in New York. So I was really just enjoying myself, and I didn't really care, because it was like, you know, me personally, I love food, and it's like with foods that I am not able to get my hands on up here that I miss, I'm gonna make sure that I'm eating, you know, really what I wanted. And I was on vacation, so I was like, I'm not going to necessarily stress and put myself down because of the foods I was eating, because it was something that I hadn't had in a long time. Like, for instance, Zaxby's. I hadn't had Zaxby's in over a year. Like, I had not had Zaxby's since April of 2019. So of course I was gonna go in and give me some Zaxby's. I hadn't had Bo-Berry biscuits from Bojangles. Y'all saw how excited I was about that in my last vlog. I hadn't had those in, oh my gosh, probably, I can't even tell you. I probably hadn't had it since college, like not grad school, but undergrad. Like, it had been a long time since I had had those items. So of course I was excited. Sweet tea. I love sweet tea. Like, sweet tea before I moved up to New York was my life. And so they don't have sweet tea up here, so it's not something that I can get. So I had a lot of sweet tea down there. So I said all that to say the past 2 weeks definitely were not the greatest as far as eating, and I was not active. We were in quarantine during that time. We were required to stay in, which I wasn't gonna go anywhere anyways, because we're in the middle of a pandemic still. For the people that don't remember, that's out everywhere without a mask on, going to Disney World stuff, but that's none of my business. Anyways, we were in the house, so we just were honestly just laying around chilling, watching TV. And that was also a time, like, I hadn't been able to see my boyfriend in 5, almost 6 months. So my focus was not on this 90-day journey. I'm just gonna be totally honest. My focus was being able to spend time with him, because this entire time during this pandemic, I hadn't had anybody like physically with me. I've been, you know, up here in New York by myself, have not interacted with anybody. And so that was my first interaction with somebody in 6 months since all of this started. So that was my focus. My focus wasn't on this journey at all. So I will say the past 2 weeks you know, it kind of went downhill. But again, that was on me, and that was because I chose to put my focus more on mental and emotional rather than physical. Mentally and emotionally, I felt really, really good because I was able to be around somebody that I care about and love, and I was able to enjoy my time and just rest. So yeah, physically not the greatest, but all other aspects I was good. I was happy, and yeah, it was a good time. So those are my updates as far as for the physical. As far as physically, I want to go ahead and read off my numbers to you, which are not horrible, but I definitely wish that they were better. I ended up losing a total of 12 pounds, which is not bad considering that I actually did end up gaining weight again, and then I had to work to lose it off during this journey. So I'm not mad at that. I did lose 12 pounds. My body fat percentage did go down by roughly 1.8%, which again, I wasn't necessarily pressed about body fat percentage, but it did go down, and I am still in the normal range, which is, you know, pretty good. My BMI did lower by I think 1.2%. I'm trying to do the math while reading this, by 1.2. But again, that stuff I don't necessarily worry about. Yeah, those are the main things that I believe that I told you all when I started this journey about my numbers. So overall, I did lose. Did I lose everything that I wanted to lose? Not at all, but I did lose something. So it's definitely a start. As far as just mentally and emotionally, the past 90 days was really a trying time because not only was I dealing with a pandemic, but I also was taking a business and branding course, and it was for about 2.5 months, and so a lot of my energy went into that. A lot of my energy went into growing my channel. A lot of my energy went into just growing my brand in general, and I feel like I did succeed on that realm of continuing to grow, but it did take a toll on me mentally, just trying to make sure that I had everything that I wanted to accomplish done. Not saying it was a bad thing. Mentally, I'm in a good place, but it definitely, I had some ups and downs because, like, you know, I really just want to be able to accomplish and achieve the things that I want to, and I want to make sure that mentally I'm good. So overall, mentally, I feel, especially after this past 2 weeks of being able to actually spend time with my boyfriend and being away from New York, I feel great. I definitely feel like I'm in a better place than I was at the beginning of this 90-day journey. I feel like the beginning of the 90-day journey, I was struggling, and I think 75 to 80% of that was simply because of the pandemic and just being alone. I didn't realize how much a toll it would take on me for being alone during this time. When everything first started, I know my parents were like, if you want to come home, you know, just so that you can be with us. But I still had to work and had, you know, other obligations up here. So I decided to stick it out, you know, by myself. And do I regret this decision? No, not necessarily, because I did have to work and I had other priorities. I had to be here. But I didn't realize it was going to, be this long. I didn't know that this pandemic was going to last as long as it has, but I didn't know it was going to be as tough as well, being, you know, by myself for 6, almost 7 months before being able to, you know, physically be with somebody, whether it was my family or my boyfriend. So yeah, that it did, you know, I was not in a good place, so I am definitely in a much better place. We are still in a pandemic, and there are still regular mental and emotional stressors, but I feel like because of this journey that I've had and the time that I've been taking out to make sure that I am tending to all of my mental and emotional needs, I feel like I've done a pretty good job with that, and I'm going to continue to do that. Just basically making sure that I have that self-care component, that I'm making sure I'm looking out for myself and doing everything that I need to make sure that I am good internally. So yeah, that it's been a good journey mentally and emotionally. I cannot complain, and I think that I was able to accomplish what I wanted to during this 90-day journey, and it's something that I want to continue to do, making sure that I am mentally and emotionally stable and in a good place. Moving forward, this journey is definitely not over for me. I know that I labeled the first 90 days just to kind of have something to go off of, but this is not something that's going to end. I've just kind of been tagging on days as I go. So right now I'm on day 2. Yeah, day 2 of a 21-day journey for me. I really want to feel good for my birthday. My birthday is August 23rd, so it is coming up. Today is August 4th. Yeah, today's August 4th. I had to remember. Today's August 4th. So I have 19 days until my 27th birthday. And on my 27th birthday, I want to be able to look at myself in the mirror and say, you know, I feel good. I look good. I feel good. And so I am now on that journey. I'm not going to structure it as a 21-day journey for you all unless you all want to follow it along like that. But I feel like it's easier for me to put journeys into increments rather than just saying this is an everyday thing, because I think I get a little bit overwhelmed when I look at it as an overall big picture. And so this is something that just works for me. So I have now moved on into a 21-day journey to prepare for my birthday. And so I have been doing a lot of reading and researching about different ways to burn fat and lose weight as far as working out from home. And it's something that I really am dedicated to doing because I know that I did not do the greatest job during the first journey, my 90-day journey. But moving into this next phase, I really am committed because I really do want to be able to have that moment for myself on my 27th birthday and say, you know what, it's been a hard year, but you have overcome, you've continued to do what you need to do for yourself, and you've continued to try to be a healthier person. And so I feel like I really owe this to myself. It's basically kind of like a birthday gift for me, this next and upcoming journey. So that is what is upcoming. I'm not going to stop with the video. So actually on Thursday of this week, I'll have a what I eat in the day video coming up, and I have a list of videos that I already have scheduled out for the month and actually into September for you all to be able to follow with me. So this is not the end. I'm still going to be, you know, on this journey. I'm still going to be eating healthy. I'm still going to be trying to work out and doing everything that I can to better me. That's really the purpose of this. It's not to just do it for show. And I feel like the first journey that I did, and even at the beginning of this, I think I was so hyped because I had so many people in my corner for this that I wasn't necessarily focused on myself. I was focused on providing the content for others. But later on in the journey was really when it was just about me, and it was focusing on me and what I needed to do. And I realized that although a lot of heavy portion of this was me wanting to improve physically, I didn't realize how much I needed to work on mentally and emotionally during this time until I really focused on myself. And I feel like I have to work on myself I have to work on myself emotionally and mentally first before I can actually make a physical change for me. So I'm really proud that I was able to work through a lot of things mentally and emotionally so that I can move forward physically. So that is my upcoming journey that I'm really excited for. Again, that has already started for me, and it's gonna go up and until my birthday. And then after that, I'll give myself a day or two to celebrate for my birthday. And then I'm going to move on to another journey for myself. So it's just all about being consistent and all about making it happen. And so that's what I'm trying to do. So I think those are all the updates that I have from my journey. Let me know down below what your journey was like. I know everybody's is going to be different, and I was going to apologize if this wasn't what you expected it to be or it wasn't the outcome you wanted it to be for me, but I can't apologize for my own journey and what I'm doing. I'm electively choosing to show you all the struggles that I personally have and my day-to-day things that I'm trying to work on. So I'm not going to apologize for not losing 20 pounds or 30 pounds or, you know, doing everything physical. I'm not going to apologize for that because I did what I needed to do for myself, and I needed more tending mentally and emotionally than I felt like I did during the time for physically. So now it's time to focus on the physical because I still have some weight to lose and I still have a journey to be on. So thank you all again so much for following this. I really appreciate it. Let me know down in the comments below how your journey went. If you were on this 90-day journey with me, let me know how your experience was. If you were in it to lose weight, if you were in it to work on yourself mentally, emotionally, let me know down below how it went for you. Also let me know, although it's not an official guess it's not an official 21-day journey. If you want to get on this road to 27 with me, then let me know down below. Also, I'd love to have you join me. I do have some special videos coming up that will help you as far as the physical portion of your transformation. When it comes to eating healthy and everything, I have some really good videos coming up for that. So if you're excited for those, also let me know down below. And I will see you all in my next video. Thanks guys so much. I love you all. Bye.